Are you ready for some animal magic? Oh, good, because I'm gonna need your help. Now today I have over here a picture of an animal, but I need my animal to be colored. What color do you think it should be? Oh, I like that, that's a good idea. Let's see, okay, we need some magic words. Let's think of some magic words. Oh, I have a magic word, or a few magic words in my head. You can think of any magic words that you want, and you can say your magic words while I say my magic words. We don't have to have the same magic words. But if you want to use the ones that I have, I'm going to say 1, 2, 3. Okay, are you ready? Here we go. 1, 2, 3. Uh-oh, nothing happened. It still looks the same. I know, I should have used magic hand motions. Maybe you can do that from home too. Are you ready? We can use some magic. Maybe it looks like this. 1, 2, 3, or 1, 2, 3. Okay, here we go. Let's try it again. 1, 2, 3. Uh-oh. What's going on here? Let me look inside and we'll see what's happening. Don't know what is going on with my, oh my goodness, do you see that? The rabbit changed colors. You are magical. Wow, this is just like the Arctic hare. See, because it's white in the winter time, but in the summertime, it looks like this. It's brown. I wonder why it would do that. Well, I can see that the white hare is sitting in the snow. Makes it a little bit tricky to find. Whereas the brown hare blends in with the ground. The ground is kind of brown there. So maybe it helps it to hide so animals who want to eat it can't find it. That's pretty cool. That's an awesome animal trick. Now, animal tricks, we have a special science word for an animal trick. We call it, and are you ready for the big word? Adaptation. And adaptations are anything that an animal has or does that helps it survive where it lives. That's an awesome adaptation. Let's see, what other animals can we change their color? What do you think that is? A chameleon? You're right, this is a chameleon. Okay, get your hand motions and your words ready. All right, 1, 2, 3. Let's see what it's gonna change to. Oh, green. Is that the color you thought it would be? Yeah, well, sometimes it's not green, is it? Sometimes chameleons are a different color. Now, Kim's gonna pull up a poll for us, and there's gonna be a couple questions on there about why you think, here it is, what is one reason a chameleon would change color? Is it for camouflage, fashion, or mood? What are your guesses? And I'll give you about, let's do 10 seconds, 10 more seconds. So I'll count down. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and we'll stop the poll there. All right, thank you for everyone who voted. Well, a chameleon, let's look at our next chameleon. There's gonna be a clue in our picture. I'm just gonna close this poll real quick. There's gonna be a clue in our picture about why this chameleon would change color. I wonder what color it'll change. Oh, I see a sun here. I wonder what color it's gonna change with the sun. Oh, it's turning yellow. Well, this chameleon is actually really hot, and turning yellow helps it cool down. Chameleons, a lot of people think chameleons change color because they want to hide or they want to be camouflaged, but really they change color for their mood. So if they want to say, hey, stay away, I'm not feeling like being near anybody, they might change a color. They might change a color for temperature because light colors help them to kind of bounce back the sunshine so they don't get so hot. They probably wouldn't want to turn a dark color if they're really, really hot because that'll soak up that warm sunshine. So they can change color for temperature, for mood, for talking to each other. So maybe they want to say, hey, I'll be a good partner. Then they might change a color for that too. Wow, that's pretty cool. What a neat adaptation that Chameleon has. All right, I have one more here. Here we have another lizard. This is called a bearded dragon. Some people like to have these as pets, and they can make a good pet for some people. But whenever you want to get a pet, make sure that you do your research, because these little guys, they have to have special light, special temperatures, and special food, because they like to eat bugs in addition to a couple other snacks. All right, are you ready with your magic words? Here we go. Say it with me. 1, 2, 3. Let's see what this one's going to change to. Oh, here we have, this is what a bearded dragon regularly looks like. He's kind of a sandy color. So we've got our sandy color bearded dragon, but just like the chameleon, when the dragon wants to talk to another dragon, he's going to make sure that he's using his colors. 1, 2, 3. Here we go. Oh, wow. Do you see the part of him that changed colors? Yeah, it was the beard underneath his chin. It's not actually a hairy beard. It's just that their skin there, their scales, look like they change color. And so they'll get all black underneath their chin. And they might do that to say, hey, stay away. This is my space. So they also, when they do that, sometimes they do a fun dance. And you can do the dance at home with me. So spread out your arms like a lizard. And you're going to puff up your chin, look out. And then pretend that your chin is all black. And then you're going to bob your head like this. That's a good lizard dance, huh? Yeah. We look awesome. Super. So that's kind of fun, a fun thing that they'll do to talk to each other. All right. Well, let's see. Let's do another trick. How about, oh, my trick's on this side. I'm not a magician every day, so this takes me a little minute. We're going to do a magic trick with strength. So I brought with me today a spoon from my kitchen, just a regular old spoon, and it's, it's a tough spoon. So today we are going to bend this spoon in half, okay? You ready? Here it is. I got this. All right, here we go. Wow, that's pretty tough. Should we use our magic to change it back? Okay, ready? 1, 2, 3. Wow, check it out. We changed it back. Now, I had to use a trick to be that strong, but there are other animals who are just naturally super strong. So I have, let's see, I think I have a poll here. Yeah, if Tim could pull up our poll, I'm going to ask you about which animal you think is the strongest. Show me your strong muscles. Which animal is the strongest? Do you think it's an ant, a dung beetle, or an elephant? All right, I'm going to count down from 10 again. So make sure if you want to answer the question that you pop in your answer before we get to the end. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Super. I'm going to close up the poll here. Now, that was kind of a trick question because the animal that can lift the most is the African elephant. But if you were to shrink that elephant down to another size, like the size of a little beetle, this beetle would be the strongest on the planet because an elephant can lift maybe 1.5 elephants. An ant could lift maybe up to 50 ants. But a dung beetle, the bull-headed dung beetle, can lift over 1,000 of itself. Wow! Talk about an amazing adaptation. That's incredible, especially for a beetle that is only this big. You can see how big it is compared to my finger. That's a little bitty beetle. If that beetle was the size of us, it could lift 2 of these giant semi-trucks that are filled with stuff. Wow, that's pretty cool. All right, let's see, what else do we have here? Oh, I've got a tail trick here. All right, so in my tail trick, we're gonna use this animal right here. This is called a blue-tongued skink, and they're from Australia. And when an animal is after them, let's say an animal wants to eat this little guy, and let's say the predator, which is the animal who wants to eat him, grabs his tail. Well, let's do our magic trick and see what happens. That tail, let me get it in there real good. All the way, gotta go all the way in there. Okay, you can see it's all the way in. Okay, now let's say that the predator grabs the tail of the animal. Well, this animal can drop his tail and then he can scamper away. There we go. But here's the coolest part. Later, the blue-tongued skink, the blue-tongued skink will regrow its tail like magic. Now, in real life, when he regrows his tail, it's not going to be this long and smooth. It'll kind of be a little bit shorter, a little bumpier, but hey, he got his tail back. That's pretty awesome. All right, let's see what else. Oh, this is called a salamander. It's not like our lizard. It's a little different. It's more closely related to a frog than a lizard. So here we go. Let's try it with our lizard. Let's see what happens. Now, I said lizard. I'm getting all mixed up now. Salamander. Let's get our salamander in there. Okay, you can see it in there. We'll try it again. And okay. Whew. Sorry, salamander. I hate to do this. All right, so our salamander, we're going to cut the tail off, just like you drop your tail if something caught your tail in the wild. And the salamander can also regrow their tail. Wow! Now, the cool thing about salamanders is that they can lose toes or fingers or even a leg or an arm and regrow it. That's an awesome adaptation. Now, my favorite salamander at the zoo is called the Hellbender Salamander. It looks kind of like this. Here's another picture. This one's in the water. They blend in really well with the rocks. And they also, just like the salamander in our picture, they can regrow parts of their body. And there wasn't a lot left, there still isn't a whole lot left in the wild of these awesome animals. These are so big, they're like this big. And so what the zoo is doing is we're breeding our salamanders, and then we can have more salamanders for our world. How awesome. So let's see, I've got one more trick, because regrowing body parts, it's like a superpower. If you could have a superpower, what would it be? Would it be being super fast? Can you be super fast where you're at? Would it be maybe you can fly? You can pretend like you're flying, whoosh, or maybe you fly like this, like Superman. Would it be, oh, maybe it would be disappearing. Wow. For this little animal, this next animal, they actually kind of do have a disappearing trick that they can do. This is called a screech owl. And screech owls, they can blend in really well. We call it camouflage. Now, do you think they'd blend in really well if they were just like sitting out in the green here? Not really so much. Not on a picnic table now, but if they're in a tree, they really blend in with the brown. Now, in our trick, we're going to use our magic cup here, and we're going to set it on top of our owl and see if we can make it disappear totally. All right, ready with your magic words? You can even pick new magic words if you want to. 1, 2, 3. Okay, let's see. Did it disappear? Whoa, let me get close to the screen so I can show you. I don't see it anymore. It's like it totally disappeared. Wow. Where'd you go, owl? Should we bring the owl back? All right, let's get this on there. And then maybe you can call to it. Maybe you can say, they actually don't say hoo, hoo, hoo. They actually make a trilling sound like woo. You can try that if you want, right? Let's see if, oh, it's back. Here's our owl. Wow, what a neat trick, Screech Owl. Oh, I have another critter here. This one is a box turtle. Should the box turtle hide in the tree? No, I don't think a box turtle could climb a tree. Let's see, how about in the grass? Yeah, I think the grass is a good spot to make our box turtle disappear. Okay, ready? Here we go. Okay, here we go. 1, 2, 3. All right, our box turtle has disappeared. There it is, it's gone. Where'd it go? Well, sometimes box turtles, when they blend in, they look just like a rock. So you might walk right past one and not even know. Okay, ready? Let's blow the cup over. And let's see what happens. Oh, there he is. We can see him right here. There's our box turtle. All right, that's a cool disappearing trick. So let's see. Oh, now let's say you want to do a trick from home and you want to teach your family or your friends about animals. All you need is a piece of paper and something to draw with. Now I drew 3 rabbits here. I drew a mama rabbit. I drew 2 baby rabbits. So when you do this trick, make sure that the mama's in the middle and there's space between her and the babies. And put your babies on either end. Now, mama rabbits in the wild, they don't spend all day with their bunnies, with their baby bunnies. They actually only come to visit them twice a day. They come when it's time to give their babies food, to give them milk. So they might come early in the morning and then kind of in the evening time. So kind of when that light is changing. Because the mama bunny, she smells like a bunny. She smells like food to an animal that might want to eat her. Maybe it's something like a fox. So that fox might want to eat her, but mama rabbit, she's so fast, she can run away. Now, do you think the baby rabbits are that fast? Probably not. They've got those little bitty legs still. They're still working up those muscles. So the baby rabbits, they don't want to smell like food. So the baby rabbits don't have a smell. So we've got to separate the mama and the baby and the babies. Here we go. I like to make it kind of a bumpy edge. And then you can just flip your cards over, the cards that you just made with the mamas and the babies. You can flip them over, or if you want, you can throw them in a hat, or I like to take a piece of fabric and I just throw a piece of fabric over them. And then we're gonna pretend, mix them up real good. Or have somebody else mix them up. I don't have anybody else here in my house right now, so I'll have to do it. All right, so make sure that you've mixed them up really good. And then what you're gonna do, you're gonna take your time, feel each card, make sure that you have found the one that is the mama, and I'll tell you how to do it. You'll be able to find her each and every time without even looking. And the way this trick works is that you've torn the mama page on each side, so you'll be able to feel the bumpy edges on the sides. Whereas the babies, they have the straight edges on one of the sides, so they only have one bumpy edge per bunny. So it's kind of like we're the fox, and we can smell the mama, and we can find her, but we can't find the babies. So I have a poll, and if you'd like to answer it, you can go ahead and fill in your answer. It's about what should you do if you find a baby bunny in your backyard or in the park. So Kim's gonna pull that up in just a second. And maybe our poll isn't working. That's okay. So I'll go ahead and tell you, if you find a baby bunny outside, don't play with it. Bring it inside. Oh, there's our poll. If you find a baby bunny, what should you do? All right, and 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and I'll exit the poll here. All right, if you have a baby bunny outside, just go ahead and leave it alone because mama's gonna come back. Remember, she doesn't want to spend all day with her bunnies because that'll bring in the foxes and other animals that might want to eat her or her babies. Now that was my last trick. I'm gonna go ahead and pop over to the question and answer section. So if you put in a question, I'll go ahead and read that. All right. So Miss Kenzie wants to know if the skink can regrow its tail more than once. You know, I hadn't really thought about that, Kenzie. I might have to look that up. Maybe you can look that up at home with a grown-up. Thanks for your question. That's a good question. All right, can they regrow a brain? I don't think they can regrow a brain. I think a salamander can regrow parts of its heart, but you might want to double check into that. I'm not totally sure. All right, hi there, Hannah. Hannah wants to know if you like foxes. I do like foxes. My favorite fox is the Arctic fox, and they do something really cool around their den. They have their den for years and years. And what they'll do is they will go to in the winter time, they stay by their den, and they go to the bathroom all around their den. And then in the springtime, all of those droppings were such good fertilizer that it grows flowers. And so in the springtime, you can fly over where all the foxes live, and you can tell where their dens are because there'll be these little circles of flowers. So I think that's pretty neat. All right, let's see. Thanks for your question, Hannah. How long can a lizard live? It depends on the lizard. And it also depends on if they are living in the wild or if they're living at home with a person. The strongest animal on earth, if you're talking about, so this question was, what is the strongest animal on earth? If you're talking about what animal can lift the most, that would be the African elephant. If you're talking about what animal is the strongest, if all the animals were the same size, then that would be the bull-headed dung beetle. That's a pretty cool animal. Let's see. Can a lizard regrow its tongue? Oh, I have no idea. That's a good question. You might have to check into that. All right. Let's see. How do the bunnies change their fur color? Well, it's kind of a gradual process. So in the springtime and in the fall time, they're kind of a mixture because they'll start shedding. If you've ever seen a bunny rabbit where you pet it or something like that and a bunch of hair comes off, that's because it's starting to shed. So they'll lose fur, just like when you brush your hair in the morning, you might have some hairs in your hairbrush. Well, for bunnies, they don't use a hairbrush, but they'll lose hairs. And when they regrow their hair, their body knows what time of year it is, and they know what color to change it. Now, I see a whole lot of other really, really great questions. And if you have more questions, please send them to our team. We're going to pull up a slide in just a minute. And I'm going to close this box real quick. I wanted to say thank you so much for visiting with me today. We're just about out of time. And I hope you had fun learning about how animals use tricks or adaptations to survive in the wild, whether it's dropping a tail or changing color or something like that. I think animal adaptations are so much fun to learn about. Well, thanks for visiting with me, friends. I hope that you had a fun April Fool's, and I hope to see you soon at the zoo. Now it's time for my very last trick. It's time for me to disappear. All right, bye everyone.